Think those nickels in your pocket are just spare change? Think again. That 2000 D or even a 2023 P Jefferson nickel could secretly be worth hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars. Hidden mint errors, rare strikes, and shocking collector demand. You won't believe what these everyday coins are hiding. Let's uncover the secrets your loose change. In the year 2000, the Denver Mint continued its production of the Jefferson nickel, a coin that had long served as a familiar staple in American commerce since its introduction in 1938. Designed by Felix Schlag, the obverse proudly displayed the profile of Thomas Jefferson, while Monticello graced the reverse. The coin's composition remained unchanged for decades, a cupronickel blend that gave it durability and a soft metallic sheen. In that busy election year, the world watched political shifts, Y2K fears faded, and Americans used their coins without much thought. Among billions of nickels struck, one batch carried a flaw no one at the mint noticed, an error subtle enough to go undetected for years, yet dramatic enough to make history once uncovered. It wasn't until early 2009 when a collector named Joshua Mercer stumbled upon something odd. He had just returned from a flea market in Albuquerque, where he'd picked up a modest bag of coins from a vendor clearing out old stock. Sorting through the Jefferson nickels, he paused on a 2000 D issue. Something about the coin's reverse looked strange. Monticello, typically proud and clear, appeared distorted, its columns misaligned, its dome blurred. He squinted. The steps, a detail collectors rely on for grading, were completely missing. At first, Joshua thought it was just a worn coin. But the obverse was unusually sharp, the luster intact. Curiosity tugged at him. Under magnification, he noticed doubling around the lettering, particularly in E pluribus unum and United States of America. The details on Jefferson's profile also exhibited faint but distinct duplication. This wasn't post-mint damage or wear. This looked intentional, or more accurately, inherent to the strike. A double die, possibly. He consulted online forums, cautiously sharing images and inviting opinions. Responses trickled in. Most dismissed it as die fatigue or mechanical doubling. But one user, a retired mint worker from Colorado, hinted that it might be more than that. Fueled by the mystery, Joshua submitted the coin to a third-party grading service. The wait felt eternal. Weeks passed. When the envelope arrived, it confirmed his suspicion: double die reverse, minted on improper planchet. The designation set off a ripple in numismatic circles. While double die nickels weren't unheard of, to find one from the year 2000, struck in Denver, with such clarity and on a planchet possibly intended for a foreign coin, was unprecedented. In the early days, its value hovered modestly, with curious collectors offering a few $100s. But as word spread and no similar examples appeared in auctions or forums, the price began to climb. One offered $1,000 privately. Then, a bidding war at a small coin show saw the price leap to $2,300. And still, no duplicates emerged. The uniqueness fed the hunger. Coin World magazine featured it in a Modern Marvels segment, speculating whether the improper planchet had been a leftover from a mint contract for another country. What truly separated the error from others wasn't just the doubling. The coin's weight, subtly off from the standard 5 grams, hinted at a planchet of different metallic composition. Experts suspected it may have been meant for an overseas 5-cent coin, possibly struck under contract at the Denver Mint. The ring tone of the coin, when tapped, was slightly higher than that of standard nickels, a tiny anomaly that reinforced the theory. But without a definitive mint record, the truth remained speculative. Years passed, but no second example surfaced. The coin, now known in certain collector circles as the Monticello Mirage, continued to appreciate. By 2017, a private collector from Boston purchased it for just under $10,000. Still, its market visibility remained elusive, mentioned only in specialized forums and underground catalogs of rare mint errors. The plot took a twist in 2020. A small estate sale in Oklahoma listed a collection from a deceased World War II veteran. Among the unsorted coins, another 2000 D nickel raised eyebrows. The obverse bore minor doubling, and while the reverse wasn't identical to Joshua's coin, it exhibited similar anomalies: blurred architectural lines, missing steps, and a metallic sheen inconsistent with standard nickels. This second coin reignited debate. Was it a pattern? A secret test run? Or were foreign blanks simply mixed into U.S. production runs by accident? Forensic metallurgical tests revealed that the second coin, like the first, was composed of an alloy slightly outside standard U.S. Mint specifications. Close, but not quite right. Still, the die alignment was different, and the doubling less defined. Yet its discovery only amplified the mystery. Collectors theorized about a short production window at the Denver Mint where a batch of incorrect planchets were fed into machines using newly prepared dies. Perhaps it lasted minutes, perhaps seconds, just long enough for a handful of flawed nickels to escape. The dual characteristics, double die and foreign planchet, remain nearly unmatched in Jefferson nickel history. And while Joshua's original coin still holds the top spot, the second example fetched $7,800 at auction in early 2021, proof that even in modern mintage, anomalies can spark a collector frenzy. Today, the 2000 D Jefferson nickel error stands as a quiet legend among enthusiasts. It's not loud, not famous like the 1955 double die cent, but it carries a mystique that fuels obsession. It's a reminder that even at the dawn of a new millennium, with modern quality control and technology, imperfections still found a way to slip through, rare, silent, and waiting to be found by someone willing to look a little closer. In 2023, the Philadelphia Mint maintained its reputation for precision, striking hundreds of millions of Jefferson nickels to meet circulation demands. The 5-cent coin, bearing the stoic profile of Thomas Jefferson on its obverse and his iconic Monticello home on the reverse, had seen little change in recent years. With decades of reliability and design consistency behind it, the Jefferson nickel seemed immune to surprise. Yet amid these mass-produced, seemingly identical coins, an anomaly emerged, a peculiar deviation born not from deliberate redesign but from the unpredictable, mechanical heartbeat of the minting process. It started as a routine search. Jackson Meyer, a lifelong coin enthusiast and part-time metal detectorist from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, had a habit of visiting local banks and exchanging cash for rolls of coins. For him, the hunt was therapeutic, a quiet rebellion against monotony. In August 2023, he picked up 5 rolls of nickels, intending nothing more than a peaceful evening of sorting. The first few rolls were unremarkable, standard 2023 P nickels with clean strikes and uniform wear. But as he cracked open the final roll, one coin seized his attention. The face of Jefferson stared back with a strange shadow. Not a trick of light, Jackson realized, but something embedded in the metal. Doubling. The letters in God We Trust, and Liberty appeared to have been echoed, as if traced twice by a trembling hand. The date, 2023, was unusually bold, with a slight ghost-like repetition trailing each digit. Jackson's heart pounded. He flipped the coin, scrutinizing Monticello. There, too, the doubling persisted, pillars and steps blurred as if swaying in motion. The more he studied it, the more certain he became, this was no ordinary coin. He examined other coins in the roll. None bore similar traits. He returned to the bank for more rolls the next day, but the error proved elusive. Over the next week, he found 2 more with identical features, clear signs of a double die, particularly on the obverse. The 3 coins, identical in their flaw, suggested a limited die issue. Jackson consulted online forums, uploaded high-resolution images, and sought opinions from error experts. The response was immediate: a possible double die obverse from 2023. It wasn't long before PCGS, one of the leading coin grading authorities, confirmed the anomaly. It designated the error as a double die obverse, citing the distinctive notching on the letters and bold doubling on Jefferson's eye and jawline. The reverse doubling was more subtle, likely the result of die deterioration rather than a true double die, but the combination only amplified intrigue. A modern double die, especially one this sharp, hadn't surfaced on a nickel since the early 2000s. Initially, the news stayed confined within collector circles. Jackson sold one of his coins at a modest $250 to a private collector eager to own the first documented specimen. But as word spread, demand surged. YouTubers began highlighting the 2023 P nickel, and Reddit threads exploded with speculation. By late October, prices rose to $600 for mint state examples, with the highest graded coin, an MS-67, fetching $1,800 in an online auction. What had started as an accidental discovery in a kitchen lit by a desk lamp had become one of the year's most talked about mint errors. The Mint, when questioned, issued no formal statement, but insiders hinted at a brief window of die malfunction that may have lasted only a day or two. No record existed of a die replacement at Philadelphia during that specific period, suggesting the error escaped quality control altogether. This fueled further speculation. How many rolls from that time remained unsearched? How many collectors had spent or ignored a potentially valuable coin? It wasn't just the doubling that attracted attention. A twist emerged in December when a numismatist from Ohio, Carla Jenkins, discovered a 2023 P nickel with the same doubling traits but struck on a planchet intended for a Roosevelt dime. Slightly smaller, lighter, and with a silvery hue beneath the nickel plating, the coin defied logic. Experts concluded that a dime blank had somehow made its way into the nickel press, and the doubled die amplified its rarity. Jenkins' coin was encapsulated, authenticated, and sold at heritage auctions for $9,750, an unheard-of sum for a Jefferson nickel minted in the 21st century. This revelation reignited the search. Metal detectors took to parks and rivers, coin enthusiasts emptied their change jars, and dealers saw a surge in nickel purchases. Every 2023 P nickel became a potential treasure. By March 2024, nearly 40 specimens of the doubled die obverse had been identified, most in circulated condition. Of those, only 7 were in mint state, making pristine examples incredibly rare. With market excitement still building, projections placed top-grade coins above $5,000 by the end of the year. The true allure of the 2023 P doubled die nickel wasn't just its rarity but its symbolism. In an age of digital payments and cryptocurrency, a physical coin, mass-produced and meant for soda machines and laundry change, had captivated the public imagination. The error was invisible to the casual spender, requiring a careful eye and patient spirit. It rewarded attentiveness, a trait in short supply in a world of swipes and screens. What made this coin especially unusual was its timing. With the U.S. Mint planning future redesigns of coinage and rumors of eliminating certain denominations, the Jefferson nickel's days in its current form might be numbered. The 2023 error could stand not only as a curiosity but as a swan song for an enduring American icon. For Jackson Meyer, the discovery changed everything. He launched a blog, documenting his search and offering tips for error spotting. The proceeds from his coin sales allowed him to upgrade his equipment and expand his collection. Yet he kept the first coin, the one he found that quiet August night. Not for its value, but for its story, and the story isn't over. New collectors enter the hunt each day. More errors may still be hidden, dormant in coffee cans, coin jars, and cash drawers across America. Each 2023 P nickel passed over might carry the same secret shadow Jackson spotted under his loupe. The error remains one of modern numismatics' most thrilling revelations, a testament to the idea that even now, even today, the next great discovery might be waiting in your pocket. The coin is a whisper from the mint's mechanical soul, a gentle echo of a moment when things didn't go exactly as planned. And it is in those imperfect moments, struck into metal and hidden in plain sight, where the magic of coin collecting truly lives.